So, hey guys, what is up? I'm so excited that so many of you are already here. And this thing was so slow today, so it got me started a little bit late, and I apologize. Sometimes it just takes a while. But anyway, I just want to say that I thought last night's episode was probably one of the best, if not the best. Well, maybe not the best, but it was one of the best of the season. And I was so glad that it was really good because of last week's episode, which I know some of you liked, but I found that really boring. And then I know some of you were worried that more episodes would be like filler and boring, but I wasn't worried about that because, like I've said before, it's a short season. We didn't have very many episodes left, so I didn't think they could afford to have more slow episodes. Anyway, because of last night and because of a lot of the reveals, I feel like the whole suspect list for me has changed and I have some new ideas about things. But why don't I just start off with you telling me what you think? I'm sorry, my dog is making me laugh. What you guys think now after last night's episode? Like, what theories do you have? Who are your new suspects? I mean, I feel like we can eliminate a lot of people, and I've kind of made a list of who, since we know there's two RDs and we know that one is Boone because he admitted to it and we already knew that, then I feel like the other person can only be just a few people. So I'm gonna go ahead and say hello to the people in the room so far, and I appreciate the countdown that was going on before the this is not an episode, but before the live show began. That's cool. Okay, wow, there are so many of you here. Ellie, I think, Tara is here, Jake, Mark, gosh, let's see, Niece, maybe, if I'm saying your name wrong, let me know, Reagan, Holly, Dren, I'm still scrolling, Andy, Ceylon, Shafiq, Leah, Leo. Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy. So many people here. Brittany. Yes, Holly says she loves that there are two babies. So funny because someone commented maybe in the last couple of days on my last video that what if there are twins? So you totally called it. I don't know if you're here right now, but oh my gosh, amazing. Great reveal there, and that was a little surprise, and Ryan Murphy is known for throwing in these little shockers, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome, because I like that twist to it. But I think that really eliminates a lot of people, and we know that the other person's a girl, which I always did think there would be a guy and a girl. So many comments, so I'm going to, Reagan called it. That is so awesome. I cannot believe that you called that. Props to you. That is awesome. And Mark also called it. Okay, right. Well, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Shafiq, is that right? Boone must be the second baby. Well, Boone is the guy, so we know that, the boy twin. So who is the girl? Okay, like I said, I'm going to tell you who my suspects are in a little bit, but it eliminates a lot of people. Since we have a lot of people in the room tonight and the comments are really going by fast to keep me from like scrolling and missing a bunch of stuff, if I don't respond to you right away, go ahead and re-comment and I will get to your comment. So Ceylon says the biggest suspect is Chanel number 5. I think that it's really important to know, we know now her real name is Libby, and I think it's important to note that the Scotland Yard investigators tried to tell Chanel number 1 that, look, Chanel number 5 has been plotting to kill you. She's been looking stuff up on the internet. She kind of blew them off, but yes, she is one of my suspects now. Jake thinks that Denise is the Red Devil because she's blaming Zayday. Well, at this point, if we think that the twins are Red Devils, which it does seem likely, it doesn't have to be, but it seems likely, then we have to have a girl who is white around Boone's age, okay? So that would eliminate several people. That would eliminate Denise. Doesn't mean that Denise isn't in on this, but right, Andy, Killer 3 is a white girl that's Boone's age. Maybe that's too easy. Very good point. Maybe that's too easy, but that's what I'm thinking going into this. Adam, hello. Greetings from Poland. Awesome. Brittany says this episode was the best. Very surprised that they were twins, and also knew that Grace's mom was going to be Bethany, who is the president from 1995. Let me tell you what I have, what I've thought about Bethany, who is Brittany, or who is not Brittany, because Brittany's making that comment, who is Grace's mom. What do you guys think about the fact that she could still be alive? Of course, come on now, Grace's dad is still shady to me. Maybe they're trying to make him shady. He's always been shady to me. But, you know, he said she died in a fire. Then it turns out the paperwork says, you know, that they uncovered said that she died in a fiery car crash. Could she still be alive? I don't know. Jake says that he told me it was Chanel number 3 is the bathtub baby. Okay, who is Chanel number 3 now? Is she still alive? So confusing here because we have Chanel 5 and Chanel 6, who is Hester. Leo says Chanel 5 is the baby because we don't know her family. Yeah, I think that's what you mean, Jake. Very good. And the other clue that we have pointing to her is that, remember, the Red Devil had that chance to kill her, and he totally let her go. Like, he was right on top of her. Killer number 3 is in love with Zayday. I don't know. Basically, we have two killers. I don't think that Gigi goes out and does the killing. Maybe she has some, but she's not a Red Devil in my opinion. She's more like the organizer. And as you can see, thank you, Chanel number 3 is the earmuff girl. Right, so she was the other suspect of mine. So Chanel number 3, Chanel number 5, and Chanel number 6 are my suspects, plus Chanel number 1. I don't think we can throw her out. So basically all the Chanels at this point. Holly says Grace's dad is very shady. I get so confused with the Chanels. Shafiq says Chanel number 3 in the opening is in the bathtub and confirmed bisexual. Okay, so she's kind of been very low on the radar, except for the stuff that she said about Charles Manson being her real dad, which I don't even know if that's true, but yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's tough. It's very tough for me right now between her and between Chanel 5 because of the Red Devil just blowing her off and not killing her when this person totally had the opportunity. Adam thinks the second baby is Libby, who's number 5. She has the same skin color as Boone, and she is a legacy. I think that's very possible. Eliza, thanks for joining us. Who is the third guy who attacked the dean then? Okay, so that's what I was trying to figure out. I watched this episode twice. So we had Gigi was dressed in this Supreme Court Justice uniform. Were there 3 devils or 2 devils? Okay, let's fill me in on that because I'm not sure. Brittany says, how is Boone the baby? We know that he is a junior, so I'm thinking the age is off. The other baby could be a different age too. So are we being like too presumptuous to say that he is the baby? That's a good point. Oh my gosh, what if Pete is the baby boy? What if it's Pete and a girl? Mark says one thing he noticed is that Boone was wearing gloves at the end of the episode. Maybe he was the RD who was stabbed by Zayday and he's covering up the scar. Yes, very, very likely. I mean, I think for sure we know that Boone is a Red Devil, but we don't know for sure that he is one of the bathtub babies. We know for sure he's a Red Devil because he's come out and said that, okay? So, right, that's what I thought, Ceylon. We have 2 devils and 1 justice who was Gigi. They confirmed that last night. I'm so confused. Were there 3 devils or 2? Because now Reagan's saying there's 3 devils. Are we counting that person in the justice outfit who was Gigi as a devil, or were there 3 devils plus the Supreme Court justice? Because I swear when I rewatched it, I just saw 2 devils, but it was a fast scene, so I don't know. But I want to say that I love the Psycho tribute. I hope all of you got that reference at the beginning of the episode where the dean almost got killed in the shower. That is a tribute, a shout out to her mother, who is Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee's real mother, who was the star of Psycho. So I don't know. I haven't even seen that whole movie, but I do know the reference. So hopefully you guys caught that. And if not, that was why that was done. They also had a similar scene in Pretty Little Liars because I know some of you guys like Pretty Little Liars. Maybe none of the babies are killers, says Andy. That's another good point. We don't have to assume, or we shouldn't assume, that they're both murderers. Thank you, Mark. 2 devils and Gigi. Exactly. So I still think they could throw in a mystery third person here, but I do feel like there are 2 devils and Gigi. I think that's all we have to deal with. Now, I'm not saying that there's not other people behind the scenes helping out. I am very suspicious of Denise, and she has reasons to want to get revenge. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's doing some sort of helping out, or, you know, not that she's killing people, but she's getting information or helping get people in certain situations where they would be easier to kill, things like that. Ceylon says one interesting fact is that Chanel number 3, who wears the earmuffs, and Grace are the only 2 main characters who have not been attacked by the Red Devil yet. Well, Chanel number 5 as well, who is Libby, Abigail Breslin's character. We have to bring her in as well. Adam believes that Boone was the one who wanted a date with Zayday. There are pics on the internet with him, and he had marks on his hand, but maybe they were photoshopped. But didn't they kind of make us think that he was gay at the beginning of this series, or maybe he's bisexual? I don't know. Daniel, hi, thank you for being here. Reagan says, thinks that Pete is one of the babies, thought this since the beginning, have a gut feeling. Okay, yes, he was very suspicious early on. If you've noticed, like I thought they would do, they've made almost everyone look suspicious, but what they've done with Pete is they've kind of quit making him look suspicious. They did at the very, very, very beginning. He had that red devil costume in his closet, but he's still very suspicious to me and very, very weird acting. So I could definitely see him being a red devil, plus the fact that in a lot of horror movies and shows, the people who are trying to find the bad people, the people who are being investigators, are usually the people who are the bad people because they don't want anyone to think that it's them. That's the perfect, alibi. All right. So Jake says Boone scares Chanel number 3 by saying boo in the next episode. Maybe she is being chased by the killer. That was really cute to me. I didn't know if that was like an outtake or what that was, but I thought that was really cute. Daniel says Grace literally creeped me out in this entire episode. Okay, they may be throwing us off here, but I really don't think that I don't think she's the bathtub baby now, and I don't think she's going to be a red devil, but that's just where I feel right now. Hi, Savannah. Thank you for being here. Ceylon says Chanel number 5 did get chased in the maze and was in the closet when one of the twins got nail gunned in the face. Yes, but Chanel number 5 was sitting by Roger Dodger, one of them, when they got murdered, and the red devil was like right there, like perfect opportunity to kill her, and that person didn't. I'm assuming it was a he, so that was weird, and I never understood why she got spared. Adam says we also know that number 5 tried to kill Chanel several times. Abigail even said in character series on official Scream Queens channel that her character is kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know if that definitely, by her saying that, if that makes her a killer, just because she's just erratic. She got so mad. She gets mad at like smaller things, and she was freaking out at Denise for borrowing her dress and all that kind of stuff. She's just like a very manic kind of personality, but still, I could definitely see her being one of the babies. You guys are awesome tonight because you are commenting like crazy. So if I miss you, like I said before, I'm not trying to skip your comment. Please re-comment till I get to you. All right, Dren says Gigi is not the mastermind anymore. In the end, Boone said Gigi was messing with their plans. And also in the promo of season 1, episode 9, they show Boone with the red devil trying to kill Gigi. Exactly. That was something I was going to mention to you guys. I do think as far as up to this episode that we've all watched, she was the mastermind, but Boone is mad. You can tell at the end of this episode, he's talking to who I assume is his sister. Maybe not, but he's talking to the other red devil saying, we've got to do something about Gigi. This is not working. They basically are going to try to take her out. So that, in my opinion, is going to be exciting in the next episode because I don't think any of you guys like Gigi. And then we also learned that she wasn't really part of the original plan. It sounds like Boone and possibly his twin sister were trying to get revenge from the beginning, and somehow she got involved, or they like recruited her, or she asked to be involved. Okay, Ashley feels like the main red devil may backstab Boone and side with Gigi. That could totally happen. Maybe the girl red devil will set up Boone. I could definitely see Boone being killed. I think that Boone will not survive. I know only a few people are going to survive. In this series, I don't think he will survive. Boone said that Gigi was dressed as that guy. Yes, the Justice Scalia, Supreme Court Justice, that was Gigi. So we had Gigi, we had Boone, and we had our other mystery red devil who we think is a girl at this point. Brittany thinks that number 5 is too unstable to be a killer, was so traumatized from everything to being, to start killing people. Possibly. Number 3 seems a lot more composed. I don't think that we can throw out Hester. I still think she could be a red devil, and I still think Chad Radwell may end up being connected, and I know some of you don't agree with that. Oh my gosh, I mean, he could honestly, we're so stuck on Boone. I guess Boone has to be. Do you think Boone has to be a bathtub baby, one of the bathtub twins? Maybe. I mean, but I feel like maybe Chad is. Tara says when Boone went through the window in next week's episode, he had flowers. Maybe they were for someone that knew he was alive, so I wonder who that person would be. I will say that I was really surprised to see Boone revealing himself to everyone, and I guess this is part of a plan that he has, but he was basically telling everyone he faked his death. Maybe he's going to say that someone forced him to fake his death, or they've been holding him captive, and he's going to say it was like the red devil, and I'm sure he's going to be like, I'm innocent, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see where that goes. People like main characters need to die, says Jake. I like your double icon. Jake misses Jennifer as well. That did, I know, crush the hopes of a lot of you guys who was thinking that Jennifer was either a bathtub baby or a red devil or both. I don't think that she's going to come back to life. I do think she's really dead. I did, as much as I thought she was funny, I did find it funny that she was murdered while basically doing what I'm doing right now, which is a live YouTube show. It looked like a live show. Maybe she was just filming with her webcam. I should look over my shoulder because you just never know. If you guys see, like, well, yeah, you need to type right now. If you see like someone with a knife over my head, you should warn me, because apparently her viewers didn't warn her. So maybe she was just filming. But anyway, yes, Holly says Gigi did bring Hester in. Very suspicious, because we know Gigi is nothing but trouble. So Adam says that Hester is pregnant. She's going to have a neck brace in the next episode. Chanel pushed her from the stairs. Yes, she did announce in the promo that she's pregnant, but sometimes in those promos, people say things or do things that when you actually see the episode, it's not as it seems. So we'll have to see if she's actually pregnant or if she's just saying that and there's more to that story. And thank you, Jake. But you know, like a lot of you thought the Dean was going to get murdered based on last week's promo, and I said I didn't buy it because they wanted to trick us and wanted us obviously to watch. So thank you, Shafiq. The devil is behind me. Marlene King would be the person dressed in the Red Devil if the Red Devil comes to kill me, because after I made that video about her, I know she's the #1 suspect. So guys, if I get murdered on here, please tell the police Marlene King, and you know, show them that video where I've said bad things about her. Anyway, Ceylon says the reason #5 is always in the edge is that she overreacts to everything, is because maybe the stress of killing is getting to her. Okay, that's a good point. Maybe she's worried that people are figuring her out. Maybe she is nervous or she feels bad because she's murdered people. I don't know. I mean, Boone seems like he does not, you know, care at all. He's like stone cold killer. And I just feel, as much as I don't really want him to be, I've never really liked the fact that they revealed him so early on. And I don't love the fact that he's going to end up being one of the twins. But he has to be, because, look, he has to have all this motivation. Why else would he be doing this? He's bad because his mother died while giving birth and no one cared and they try to cover it up. So he has to be one of the bathtub babies. I don't feel like there's any other way around that. Jennifer gave the candle 5 out of 5 stars, her last candle rating. Yes, Jake. Thank you. So funny. I like that reference. Savannah says, I think maybe Boone and Chad are Red Devils. Ooh, see, now I like that. In the first episode, Boone was like, I knew you would come, like, in a sexy way, and you know Boone likes Chad. Absolutely. Boone has a thing for Chad. We know that. So I still say that would be so shocking, because we all think he's so stupid, and I don't think he's that stupid. I think a lot of it is just acting. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, I do follow some of the people on social media. And I think last time we had a live chat, people were asking if this show was still filming, and you guys were like, yes, it is. But Chad, what is his real, Glenn Powell is his real name. I always forget. He said that they wrapped up filming this week, and I thought it was cool that they filmed this in New Orleans, even though the setting is like the LA area. But it makes sense because they have such beautiful mansions, like the one used for the Kappa house. And Ryan Murphy does a lot of stuff in New Orleans because they shot Coven there. So I thought that was really cool. Joseph said Dean Munch was awesome. The fight was intense. The story about the street fighter was perfect. I thought that was really cool. I really, really like that. Shafiq says if Pete and Boone are an item and the Devils seeking the sister. Okay, now that is interesting. That's a great point. So we know that there are 2 babies, but they could be throwing us off by making us assume that the Red Devils are the twins. What if they're trying to find the twin sister or whatever? Is it Gokai? Is that how I say your name? Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate all your comments on my videos. Who do I think has the best scream? Jake asked. He says Chanel #5. And that was pretty good. I think, was it the end of the promo? Yeah, I like that. I watched some interview that Leah Michelle did, and she said, you know, because she's a singer, as you guys know, if you watched her on Glee, that she told Ryan Murphy she's only going to scream like twice, and they had to like record it because as a singer, she didn't want to damage her vocal cords. So I thought that was interesting. So Mark said, let's not forget that if Boone was one of the 2 Red Devils with the chainsaw in episode 3, he saved Chad, who was knocked out in the street, and instead he chopped off Caulfield's arms. Right. I think that was a really important thing to pay attention to, that the person wanted to save Boone. So I always thought that or wanted to save Chad, so I always thought that Boom was involved there. Ashley says it looks like they're setting up Grace's dad to do something drastic to Grace because of Gigi. Yeah, I mean, Gigi's making Grace look insane. I really don't think Grace is insane because she's finding out bad things and she's just trying to warn her dad. But the problem is, as Grace mentioned, or as Gigi mentioned, these names are all running together. She doesn't really have proof. She's going on a painting by a person in an insane asylum. So who's she going to be able to convince that Gigi is like this mastermind? She doesn't even know that yet, but she knows something's up, and she knows that she was the hag of Shady Lane and all that. So we'll see. Ceylon says, I hope Chanel number 5 stops Zayday from slaying Liz. All right, who is Liz? How have I forgotten this? I mean, you're going to have to refresh my memory here. But yes, we can save someone. That would be great. So Joseph says, we find out that Gigi has great taste in lamps. That was pointed out. When they point something out, I feel like it's important. As I said to you guys last week when they made such a big deal out of the crazy woman talking about how she paints everyone, I was like, that's going to be important. And it totally was important. So is lamp selection important? We'll have to see. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm blown away with how many comments you guys are leaving. I'm trying to catch up to all of them. Thank you. Holly says, I still think Grace could be the baby. Her dad could be lying and doesn't want her to know the story. I think Gigi kept the baby boy and the head Kappa kept baby Grace. Okay, I like that. I really do like that. And I think this is going to be a show that we cannot figure out 100% as much as we try. Some of you may be able to, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to myself, because I know how Ryan Murphy operates, and it's very, very hard to completely figure out what he's thinking and what he's going to do. Yes, Tara, that needed to be mentioned, that someone finally kind of put Chanel number 1 in her place. When Grace slapped her, I was cheering at my TV because that was well-deserved, I've got to say. Ceylon says, when Chanel number 5 was trying to prove Zayday was the killer and mixed her name to spell that. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, I get you now. Thank you. Savannah's telling me the same thing. Who do I think the 4 survivors will be? I think your name is Gokai, I hope. If not, please tell me. I think that the Dean will survive. I think Grace will survive. I think Chanel number 1 will survive. Chad Radwell. That's what I think. That's my 4. What do you guys think? Ashley's loving Denise being the house mother. Me too. I love her character. I think she wasn't in last week's episode, and I feel like it kind of suffered because of that. She's so funny. And I really laughed when she was like, when Chanel 5 was having the breakdown about her wearing her dress, and she was like, no, the bigger issue here is that how does a 40-year-old woman fit into your clothes? I don't know. I hope you guys didn't take that wrong, but I thought that was really funny. Ellie asked me who are my fave characters. Well, I love Chad Radwell, and I love Chanel number 1. Even though both of them are rude, terrible people, I just love their characters, not exactly what they're doing. I love them. I think the actors for both roles are amazing. I think Emma is doing such a wonderful job as Chanel number 1, and I think Glenn Powell is amazing. But I also love Denise. I think she's hilarious, and she just brings so much to the show. And as much as Gigi annoys me, I think that her character's funny too. I mean, when she had like those mustard colored jeans on last night, they were just so hideous. It makes me laugh. I love the fact that she wears all 90s clothes, and I just think she's really funny. I noticed they were still playing 80s music last night. They've played it in every single episode, and I promise you that this means something. Adam says, Grace is so innocent, but she may be in cahoots. Yes, hashtag cahoots. I would never count her out, even though it seems like she's not a suspect now. I thought from the very beginning she was probably someone we should definitely look at. Reagan says, definitely think Chad is involved now. That's a twist. Exactly. Chad is very open to being obsessed with death. Maybe that's a clue. The way the Red Devil sets the deaths up does seem like something Chad would do. I really think that he is involved because they have tried so hard to make him look stupid and clueless, and I feel like they've done that to make us not ever think about him. If you've noticed, I've never heard, has anyone called him out as being a killer? I don't think they have. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have. Brittany hopes that Chanel number 3, number 5, and Chad will survive. I hope Denise will, but she might not. I feel like Denise won't make it. I would be happy if she did, though. Shafiq says we know 3 of the people that Pete found on the list in episode 2, with one being Gigi, but Chanel 3 in the earmuffs is the only one who hasn't had their full name revealed. Very interesting. They also made a point that I think Grace's mom had changed her name, and you never know if, you know, Bathtub Baby's mom changed her name, or what kind of names these twins are going by. Mark says the Red Devil is deaf Taylor Swift. Really? You're so funny. It's interpretive and just dream logic. Ryan Murphy is following in the footsteps of the amazing Marlene King. That makes a lot of sense to me, Mark. Thank you. I completely agree with that. Actually, maybe the Red Devil is someone we've never met before, but we just saw them like in a background scene of episode 1 in the coffee shop. That would make my life. Ellie asked, did I know that there's a character from PLL in the show? Yeah. Who is it? Is it Pete? Was Pete like Spencer's boyfriend? Is that right at one point? Drin says we should think about the fact that the old lady that painted Pete and Grace. I think that is a really, ooh, I love it. Yes, I love that. She may be able to see into people and know what's really going on with them. Jake says, I think more than 4 people are going to survive. Everyone is saying only 4. People have said they read an article or something with Ryan Murphy saying 4 people are going to make it. I don't know. If that's out there, let me know. Maybe that's one of those things that one person thought happened and then like everyone just agreed to it, but no one ever saw it. But if you actually saw it, let me know. So Holly says Chad hasn't even hit on Grace and he has everyone else. Is this because they are twins and he knows this? Wow, you guys are killing it tonight. I love that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Andy says it's Pete and Grace as kids. They haven't hooked up. Okay. Yeah, you're right about that, right? If they even kissed or anything? Oh my gosh, I actually like that. I like Pete and Grace being the bathtub babies. But what is Boone's deal if Boone is not the bathtub baby? Why is he out for revenge? Libby and Boone are not typical names, says Adam. Zayday also, but she's black and that would be weird. I don't think Zayday can be one of the twins. I guess she could be involved in the killing somehow. So Shafiq says Ryan Murphy at a question and answer session confirmed 3 or 4 would live and go on to season 2 at a different location. Okay. Also want to point out, I don't know if this is going to happen, but in Ryan Murphy's shows, like in American Horror Story, when someone dies in season 1 of whatever, doesn't mean that they can't come back. A lot of times the dead people come back on the second season, but they come back in a different setting as a different character, so it's not weird. So I think anyone who dies could possibly come back next season, but they're not going to be the same characters, not going to be the same storyline. You get the point. Gigi is the one who wants revenge. Boone says he wants to kill people. Well, Andy, but Boone was like making a big thing, like a big, statement on the phone to whoever he was talking to about how they started this and they need to finish it, and she's kind of getting in the way. And I feel like, why though? Why is Boone doing all this? Ceylon says maybe Grace and Pete are twins and Boone is in cahoots because Boone and Pete are together. Okay, I could totally see that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Ellie, do you think Ariana is still alive? I don't think she is, but we never know, I guess. So we just have a minute left. This has been amazing, and it has gone by ridiculously fast. I just want to let you guys know that I'm getting ready to shoot my video review with theories and everything for this episode. That will be up tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. I just want you to be part of the Kellie TV community. I would love, love, love that. And this video will be on my channel in probably 10 minutes. So if you showed up late, you can totally watch the entire thing and leave me comments, and I'll come back and answer all your comments if YouTube will let me. Sometimes YouTube will not let me. LGGN says this episode really showed the dark side of Grace. Sort of. I don't think it made her a total villain, but yeah, we did see some different sides of her, but I didn't think she was crazy. Ellie, thank you. I really appreciate that. Jake, thank you. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all of you who come every week. And if this is your first time, I appreciate that. Anyone who's here or was here for just a few minutes, that is awesome. Savannah says maybe the Red Devils are Boone and Chad because they were talking about Chanel being in the way because they were together. At this point, really, there's a lot of different options. It's hard to completely figure this out. 3 or 4 characters who will survive will be in the next season in a different setting. Okay, so that's kind of how he says he's going to do that. So we will see how that plays out. We're pretty much out of time, and I know you guys are still commenting, and that makes me sad. But as we get near, because I can't answer everyone, but as we get closer to the finale, we can consider making these 45 minutes or an hour. You can let me know if you are cool with that. Thank you guys so much for being here. If I missed your comment or we ran out of time, just comment on this video once it's posted, and I will go back tonight and answer everyone's questions and respond. I'm sorry because I gotta go, but I promise you, if you respond or write on my video, I will respond to you. So thank you guys so much. I love you. I love you guys for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow with my new video. Bye, guys.